Hello everyone. Today is 2025 June 24. Let's look at this week Middle East economy weekly observation. Um, the website I have updated my website and now you can click it. You can see it's a brand new website. I have made a brand new website. So in the coming few weeks, I will put some new content on my website. Let's look at the UAE's macroeconomy. UAE GDP hits 1.7 trillion dirham in 2024 and driven by 5% growth in non-oil sectors. And non-oil economy now drives 75% of UAE GDP in 2024. And UAE's economic growth is expected to remain resilient at around 4% from 2025 to 2028. It's supported by the buoyant non-oil sector activity and the rising oil output. It's according to the SP Global. In the next few years, the oil price going to be stable or even a little decrease, but it will not influence the UAE's economy much because it's diversified and also the oil production, the growth from the oil is resilient as well. Um, DEWA's green charger powers EVs in Dubai. So now it's quite common to see there's a more and more EV chargers happening. Here is mentioned it's a 23.6 increase increase in the EV charging use at the end of Q1 2025 compared with the same period in the 2024. I think at the same time, now here is also mentioned that 73% of the UAE's population prefer to buy the EVs because EVs is very smart, also very environmental. Here is mentioned the numbers rising to more than almost 40,000, the 5% increase compared with the same period. So Dubai EV charging has 1,100 charging points. And here is also Dubai is defying the luxury downturn. So uh, many luxury brands, also the luxury products, including some artworks that come to Dubai. In the last year, there's a lot of galleries that opened in Dubai, and UAE expects Iranian citizens from overseas funds following presidential directives. Yeah, in the I think it's in the last week because Israel attacked Iran nuclear weapons, so nuclear facilities. So a lot of the air was blocked and a lot was shut down, and a lot of young Iranian citizens they stuck in Dubai. So there's many airlines was influenced. For example, the British airline and the Singapore airline they have stopped operation. Uh, Also, some airlines from Pakistan to Dubai, from India to Dubai, they have been cancelled. Um, there's a suspension in the air, but now it's recovered. The suspension for the Dubai and for the Qatar is just 1 day. Yeah, okay, that's it. And the CBOE maintained the base rate at 4.4% because in the last week the federal conference, the federal will remain the current interest rate, and so the UAE performed the same. It records remarkable housing achievements with support exceeding 63 billion dirhams. Here's one figure very interesting. Like here, the percentage of citizens owning homes increased to 91%. So it's a 17% increase compared to 2017. So meaning the UAE citizens, more than 90% they have their own homes. So it's a remarkable figure that everyone they got a home living here. Yeah, here we mentioned before the United Airlines also they have paused their operation. last week. Let's look at the Minasa. Uh, in the last week, Oman announced that it will implement a 5% income tax on individuals with annual earnings exceeding 42,000. It's still local currency, start from 2028 January. I checked this number. This number is pretty high. It's about 1 million RMB, 1 million RMB income. It's about that figure. And the World Bank, they have data forecast GCC growth to rebound to 4.8% by 2027 as oil output and non-oil sector rise. So we have mentioned before, so the output increase and also non-oil sector rise. It's a very solid recovery in growth, and the output forecast to rise from 3.2% in 2025 to 4.8% by 2027. Increasing, the number is increasing, and higher oil production and continued strength in non-oil sectors like tourism, construction, and services. In the last few years, there are many projects launched in Dubai, but all these projects they are not counted as income uh, at one time, but they will counted as the income in the coming few years because construction when the project is done, it will be counted as the income. So as we can see, at least in the construction sector, in the next few years will be perform very well. And also in the next few years, the federal government will decrease the interest rate, which means there will be more liquidity. The economy would be benefited from such a liquidity. So, so the projection is very good. Uh, Here is also about GCC's total public spending for 2025. It's a record high, and it's the data released by the Muscat-based GCC Statistical Center. There are many infrastructure projects, and these projects need to stimulating the growth. So that's why we say the figure is quite high. Uh, I think it's running at a deficit. Here's about Saudi. The Saudi Industrial Production Index declined, and there's a 5% contraction in oil-related activities. Um, and also mining and quarrying sector because the including the oil extraction, there's a decline about 7%. But at the same time, uh, there's a non-oil industry activities posted a robust growth of 5.3% in 2024. So the non-oil industry, the figure is almost paired with the oil industry, right? But overall, it's running at a decline, I think, because yeah, the overall is a decline. The total is decline because the oil sector for the Saudi is still larger than the non-oil sector. Iran's former economic minister calls for Iranian control over Strait of Hormuz. This is last week. So it's not happened. So after this news come out, there's a big drop in the in the in the, in the a big drop in the stock price in the crypto market, but there's a huge jump in the oil price. But now everything back to normal. At that time, Iran asked its people to delete WhatsApp from their devices, and also in the last week, Iran has stopped the internet connection, uh, and also uh, some internet connection as well. And many people they run out from Tehran. This is about EV. We have talked about EV here. Is the same news or different? Oh, it's the same news. Okay, which I will just put it here. Uh, let's look at is there any other news? Yeah, because many people they stayed in the airport we mentioned, right? So the UAE has uh waived the overstay fines. Means I will mention it here. Okay. Um, let's look at the overall map about this crisis I would like to mention. So there are many U.S. bases in the Middle East, and this circle is regarding the Iran's Basilica missile range and 300 kilometers, including the Qatar, Iraq. So in the weekend, so Iran has attacked Iraq, uh, Iraq U.S. base and also the Qatar 这个 U.S. base because these two are the closest. For the UAE, I think Iran don't have that balls to attack UAE. Interesting, yeah. And Iran's regional influence declined because Assad has uh, and Hamas was under heavy attack. And Yemen, who says it's very weak as well. Many people uh they failed or they run away from Tehran. This is one route. They went to the Armenia. Uh, because at that time people were very panic. So I'm not sure. Even this time, it could be very panic as well. It is possible that the regime change, many bad things happen. And this is the latest the news, and also it influenced today's market as well. Announced by today, it's Tuesday. Iran and Israel they have agreed to ceasefire. It's the U.S. brokered ceasefire. At least so far so good. There's no more bad news. Uh, and this figure is about UAE's the the capital flow. We can see the UAE there's a very strong capital inflow for Saudi as well, but UAE is stronger than Saudi. And this is the timeline of the capital flow. Look at this old news like NEO and CYVN Holdings. I think it's the local is the investor in the smart and advanced mobility. So they cooperate I think in UAE and they will deploy in some advanced autonomous driving systems and battery swapping technologies. This is new, and this is Rabdan One. It it was a it was a Chinese company actually. It's from Tianjin, and it went to public in Abu Dhabi. But unfortunately, the company is not it's not performing very well, so its price decreased a lot. So in the last week, I just thought about what we have, what is the auto cooperation between the UAE and China, and I found these two news. Chinese power, Chinese renewable power is very popular in the Middle East because here is mentioned the price, $50 per kilowatt hour, but in the US and Europe it's 250 and 200 minimum, so it's much lower for the battery for the price in China compared with the US and Europe. So that's right. So I think to some extent this also this China's cutting through the technology. So China's uh, cutting through the power, not only the rare earths but also including the battery, the new energy we call it. as well is quite advanced. China's paid in FDI in high-tech industries top 100 billion yuan in January to May. So this is the total FDI in high-tech industries. But I don't know why the China's high-tech the technology index not increased, but only such FDI increased. I don't know why. What happened? And Chinese JD Logistics launched the first regional hub in Riyadh to step up deliveries. They will provide some new technology. I think advanced automation and the robust supply chain infrastructure. Let's look at it globally. In this year, I think the interest rate gonna have at least one rate cut in September, right? 70% chance of rate cut in September. And in the coming few years, the interest rate is gonna be stabilized around 3 to 3.5%. For the oil and the metal, so oil swings as investors watch for Trump plan on Iran conflicts. Now it's getting down back to the normal level. I think this is the last week's data, and China is a key barrier of Iran crude. So this is the reason why the Hormuz cannot be blocked, because it will influence China a lot, and Iran at least is an ally with China. So the world, and also especially China, can't afford to blocked in the Strait of Hormuz. So this is today's news. Oil price fell sharply to the lowest in more than a week on the ceasefire. Now they are back to 66 per barrel. Yeah, I should put it here. Okay. Okay, let's look at the companies. So in the last week, the financial market, they have dropped 3%, and now they are fully recovered. You can see from here they are fully recovered. And in the last week, so most of the stocks they dropped, but only a few they increased. Interesting. And now Tuesday, this is today, June 24. So Dubai's DFM sets a new record. Abu Dhabi powers up with 2% gain, and I think Dubai has a 3% gain in the 11 a.m. So now it reached the historical high in the past 10 years. I think this is very stable. This could be compared to 2013. This could be here. I don't know. This in the future it's gonna be like a rocket up. It is possible. I think. Yeah, hard to say. And Dubai Investments glass companies record strong year-on-year growth. So this is a subsidiary of Dubai Investments. It is the only glass manufacturer in the GCC offering a full portfolio of float glass products. So it has monopoly power, and also it will go public in the supposing this year, I think. So at the same time, the Dubai Investments stock price is gonna increase some more, I think, at least. Parking company has been awarded the best privatization in emerging market and emerging areas. Yeah, I think. And Union Group, they perform not very well. The profitability is very low, and its stock has declined 12% over the past 3 months. So as I mentioned before, such a heavy operation business is not a good business in the Middle East. They don't have very strong they can hardly have any strong monopoly power. So if you don't have monopoly power, you cannot make much money. Rec Property announced the new project. Adad is also a new project. And Dubai and New York, they lead a strong first quarter for ultra luxury property deals. And Dubai in the number has surpassed New York. So since the first quarter of 2024, Dubai has more than 100 sales, $1.9 billion, but New York has 75 deals, total $1.4 billion. So at least in the ultra luxury market, Dubai has surpassed New York. And Dubai real estate price likely to face double-digit fall after a year of boom. This is the report published by Fish. Very simple, because the population still grew at like 5% yearly. It's a very high number, 5% increase. But for the property supply, it almost 20%, at least 10% increase. So the supply surpassed the demand. So of course it will getting low. It will drop for sure. I'll put it here. And Mansory, the Middle East people, they very like Mansory. It's a modified car, and I think it's from Europe. It's a German from Germany and from German, and now Mansory is having a co-branding mansion in Dubai. So we have mentioned before, right? The luxury, they have very good sales in Middle East. For the crypto, so in the latest market, crypto has rebounded as well, back to the previous high level, I think. No matter it's Bitcoin or altcoins. So altcoins also have very good performance. Okay, I think this is all for the last week. So you come back to my website to check my update. Okay, see you next week. Bye bye.